Hi viewers, welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Adeola Fayon. This is our Inspire segment where we like to talk with people that we think are doing things that are inspiring, both here in the diaspora as well as on the African continent. And today we will be speaking with the founder and CEO of Black Girls Ignite Africa by the name of Abiodun Osoba. This is an organization that empowers women and young girls in Africa. Abiodun Osoba has a bachelor's degree from the University of Abuja in Nigeria, and she has also been to Rotman School of Management at the University of Toronto for more certificate, as well as the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the Harvard Business School, where she had an executive certificate. Abiodun Osoba, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you so much, Adiola, for having me today.
Sure, it's nice having you. Okay, so Mr. Osoba, Black Girls Ignite Africa. I mean, let's start from that name. What exactly is that? What do you guys do, and how did you come about the name Black Girls Ignite Africa?
We came up with that name because we rounded up a summary of what we are about. We are actually a movement. We are more than a name or even a group of people. We came up with that name as a result of the work that we intend to do in Africa. So Black Girls Ignite Africa is about helping a young girl or a woman, no matter the age, to allow that woman ignite Africa. So our name is actually bearing the cause. So we are working to help every woman in Africa ignite Africa.
I see. So why did you start? Why did you guys begin this organization? What led to starting this organization?
What led to starting the organization was actually as a result of the burden, the passion. You know, these are things that we're familiar with. Every one of us, we see it every day. We hear it in the news. And there is so much poverty in Africa. Also, there's a lot of negativity in Africa. There are a lot of good things as well, you know. And I always say that there are actually more good things than negative things. And there wasn't any organization actually there to celebrate the African woman, to actually bring her out in a better and positive light, even before the media. That wasn't happening a lot. Very few organizations were involved in doing that. If you look across North America, that happens a lot. So we set out to actually help push this, to make it happen through our many programs and activities, just so that the attention is drawn on the power that a Black woman has in Africa. And if giving help, she can actually change her community.
I see. So, but Abby, you've been to so many like schools. You've had so many degrees, Harvard Business School, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. You've worked at so many investment organizations and banks, and you know you've been in you've been working for several years. All of a sudden now you started this non-profit organization. I'm just trying to find out what's your own factor. What is it that led you into, you know what, I think it's time to give back, so to say, give back to Africa. You are from Nigeria, right?
Correct.
Okay, so
one of my mentors, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
One of my mentors once told me, I had this vision, I had this idea to become somebody, and I wanted to achieve all of these goals. And I was having a conversation with my mentor, and I said, oh, wow, look at this woman, look at these people. They've achieved so much. They are able to do this, they're able to do that. And she made a critical statement. She said, because they had the opportunity. So if you create the same opportunity for the same group of people, they would also yield the same results. So I started to think more about it. And then I said, how do you create opportunity? How do you change the environment? How do you change, you know, the game? And that got me thinking, and I read a lot of books, did my research, and I found out that one thing I needed to do was to get more education, because we all know that education actually brings about revelation. Okay, through education, you have light concerning a situation. And what happened to me as a result of my pursuit was that it created a lot of opportunities for me in my career, in my business. And that message that I got from my mentor made sense.
I see.
And then from there, I began to work harder, and I spoke to a few of my friends in school. One of them, Debbie Kukoi, that is actually right now playing the role of our chief operating officer. And we
So
decided
you went
that,
from there. So that was how you began.
Yeah, because
Okay.
what it means basically is that if we create an opportunity for people to succeed, they will succeed because it's in people to succeed. It's in them.
I see. So, but Abby, can you tell us some of the projects that you've been working on? I know that you guys are trying to build a school in Elekuru. Tell us about that.
Well, it's funny you ask because Elekuru now is now almost becoming a household name. Prior to BGIA adopting that project in partnership with Living Star Mission in Oyo State, nobody knew Elekuru. I was in Nigeria in January. We had a program for the widows, and I asked all the people there who were in attendance, and I said, who knows where Elekuru is? I even went further, even beyond that, made a few phone calls. Nobody knows where Elekuru is. However, a few people who are willing to make a difference, like yourself and myself, they discovered this village in Elekuru whereby the people don't have, the basic things. They don't have electricity, no good roads, no schools. So we took it upon ourselves in partnership with Living Star Mission to actually go there and create a school. I mean, there are places whereby they have schools and the schools actually need some modification. However, this community, it's like a jurisdiction of several villages coming together. They have no school there. The kids are not doing anything. What they call school is actually kids gathering together under a bamboo tree. That's what they call school. So when there's raining season, which is about now, there is no school again, because then they have to wait for the weather to get better and the roads to get better, the muddy roads to get better before they gather again under the bamboo
We have a picture of like under that tree. Is that in the village? Because one of your members was telling me that the students have to trek for like 2 hours to get to the school.
Yes, that's inside the village. Like I said, there are about 7 or 9 villages in total that are surrounding each other. So it's like a municipality of villages coming together. So for that bamboo tree that you see in that picture, the other children from the other villages have to trek 2 hours just to get there, 2 hours to get back home.
Wow.
So when the kids are too hungry, when they're too hungry and too tired, they don't go to school.
I see.
And sometimes they're...
Tell us about the feeding program. You did some feeding program. We have some pictures of that as well.
Yes, we have several feeding programs, but the ones that we've done recently has been with Kenya, our group in Kenya. We have a group that we work there. It's called Widows and Orphans Alive Community. And it's the community filled with widows and orphans. The organization we work with over there, they pull them together into a village. There are over 150 families there, which with an average of having 3 or 4 members. So we're looking at over 500. And these people, they have different ailments, HIV, as you're aware, and the children can't even eat. And when they can't eat, they can't go to school. So the cost of feeding that whole community each week is about $2,000 plus. And what we did was...
You feed the whole community?
Yes, for a week. That's the cost for feeding. Sorry, that's the cost for feeding the community for a month. So we were able to do that for a week. In addition to feeding them for a week, we paid some rent and some hospital bills as well. So we are looking for more support and partnership so that we can do that continually and also create a farm whereby these women can actually become self-independent.
All right. I'm glad that you talked about the money, because I was just about to ask you, how do you guys get fundings? Who are your supporters?
Our supporters are our active volunteers. They not only give of their time and their resource, they also give of their money. We have supporters as well in different other locations all around the world, especially where we have the BGI locations in almost 8 countries now. Supporters are friends, families. They're increasing by the day. However, as you know, these things are never enough because these people are hungry every day and they need to eat. So it's beyond just giving them something to eat now. It's also more about us developing something that will be sustaining for them in the long term.
I say, and so are you saying that you're still feeding those communities, or this was like a one-time event?
No,
Or you...
we are still feeding the communities. Last Easter, we were able to support another group of community. These were just widows. These widows are also based in Monia in Oyo State as well. We're able to feed them. If you see from the pictures, they are holding bags of rice. All of these things are just the little we can do. It's never enough, as you know, it's never enough.
So, like you were telling me, about $2,000 at least goes into like feeding these people for like a month or for like a week. And so can you talk to us about like the overhead cost? I know you have like people that work for this organization. How much of the money actually goes into like feeding the people, and how much goes into overhead cost?
Well, we are very different from other organizations, and the way our structure is that we cover our own overhead costs, so that 100% of the people's money of donations from supporters and sponsors goes directly to the people. I mean, like I said, donation also comes from internal active volunteers. So we, because of our own resources and the businesses and how God has lifted each and every one of us, we are very strong women. We take it upon ourselves to take care of our own running costs and overhead costs.
Wow.
We've been able to successfully do that over the period of time that we've been established, so that 100% of this money coming in goes to the people.
I see. So tell us about some of the challenges and ways that people can help.
Some of the challenges we have, well, it's lack of support from leadership in the various countries in Africa, which is constantly unending, and there seems to be no solution to that. Other challenges that we have are basically boils down around communication. Maybe we could get better means of communicating with these people, because sometimes it's difficult to reach them. We all know that the best way to reach people is face to face. However, there's technology out there, but they are limited to such technology. So those are some of the limitations.
But how exactly is the government officials not cooperating? Can you expatiate more on that?
Well, the government officials, they don't take you seriously, and apart from not taking you seriously, they don't seem to be interested in the welfare of the people that they are leading. They don't see anything special about what we talk about to them, and as a result, they just think that this is just one organization that's making noise and will go away at some point. But beyond that, you know, we are looking beyond that, and we're allowing that to actually push us, because we are going beyond all of that limitation to actually do what we have to do.
I see.
So it's amazing that we have individuals.
I see. So they're not giving you enough support, but I hope that they're not giving you tough time, maybe in getting stuff to the place. And are they giving you tough times apart from not giving you enough support?
So far, we haven't gotten any pushback from them. Okay. Right now, it's just the support.
I see. And lastly, I'm rounding up, but I just wanted to know, apart from feeding these people, you know, there's this big argument that Africa doesn't need aid, that we need investment and stuff like that. How exactly are you empowering these women so that eventually they can be on their own and not have to depend on BGIA feeding them? How are you empowering them?
All right, that's a very good question. And that is actually the summary of the whole matter for BGIA. You know, it's who we are. We don't believe in giving somebody a fish, you know, like the saying goes out there. We teach people how to fish. And so we have a lot of programs, mentorship programs, business enterprise network, micro enterprise, Sweet Talk Girl Talk. We have all of these projects that would actually train the woman who doesn't even have a clue about the ABCs of business. Train her, help her to succeed, help her to develop a business plan, run her own business, help her to make profit and sustain it. And because by doing that, you know, if you do that for 5, 10 women in a community, definitely you will be igniting that community.
I see.
So that's what we stand for. So that is what we are about. So the feeding programs that we have, which we run from time to time, are just one-off, because sometimes you need to put food in the stomach for somebody to be able to, you know, for people to listen to you, because they're too hungry and they can't even get up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So once we fed them, we provide that support which they can lean on. Then we move to the next step, which is actually our business enterprise network that would engage them and get them the farmland or the fish farm and all of that.
I see. And, you know, I was just wondering about the school in Elekuru. That's very inspiring. But I'm wondering, when you're done building the school, are you giving it to the government, or it's going to be run by BGIA?
It's going to be run by BGIA in partnership with Living Star Mission. Our vision is to actually make it a private school, to actually have the same standard of a private school that would run in the city in Lagos. Now, that would be very challenging financially. However, we are putting all the plans in place to make this happen, so that the little boy and the little girl out there can look out tomorrow and say, a group of people changed our life. They don't deserve anything less. And who makes that decision that they do?
But how would these pupils be able to afford private school, though?
Yeah, so that is part of our cost for building the school. We are also going to be setting up a resource center where the women can be enterprising. While the kids are in school, the women are making money. So in order to improve the economy in Africa, one thing that we're adding to that project is manufacturing. So if we can create a manufacturing environment, you know, beside that school, where while the children are schooling, the mothers are becoming enterprising, it will definitely help the economy of that community, and more businesses and investors will find it attractive to come there. Wonderful. So it's a long-term plan. We believe it will work. Okay, so part of the cost of maintaining a pretty standard private school is involved in our cost of building as well and planning.
All right, thank you so much, Abby, for telling us about BGIA.
Thank you so much, Adiola.
And I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, viewers, that has been Abby Osoba, the founder and the CEO of BGIA, Black Girls Ignite Africa. I hope that you've been inspired by all the works that they are doing. Stay tuned. We have more to come.